Sarah was living with her mom, Miriam, and Miriam was fighting depression. For no reason at all, she just burst into tears, waterfall would come gushing out, and there she was just crying and crying and crying. And Sarah felt really bad about the whole thing. And she asked the inner master, the Mahanta, she asked, Mahanta, what can I do to help my mom? And so she chanted Hugh aloud. She tried that. And then she talked to her mom and she kissed her mom. And guess what? You guessed wrong. Her mom became angry. Did not like that. Don't touch, keep away, And it didn't help. Now this happened several times. And Sarah didn't know what to do anymore. She wanted to help her mom, but she knew, don't talk, don't touch, don't do that. And so she didn't. And so this time, quietly, inwardly, she began singing Hugh. She sang Hugh. And she just sang Hugh. And she did this 6 or 7 times or so. And then her mom stopped crying. She just stopped. And then everything was going on okay because Sarah had come into the kitchen after her cleanup to help her mom make lunch. And so then her mom went back and, kept busy, making lunch and all. And then about half an hour after she'd stopped crying, she looked at Sarah and she said, I wonder if my depression is due to the diabetic medicine I'm taking. Of course, Sarah went online right away, checked it out, and sure enough, this was one of the effects that this particular medicine could have. And so any of you, who have been on or are on any kind of meds and you end up with depression and so on, and when you get these sheets where they say, what are they called? I can't think of the word right now. They don't just say, things that can go bad with you. They use big technical terms that most of their patients probably have never heard before in their life. And so they're supposed to know what, contraindications mean? No. And yet somehow it always written down the contraindications. And if you've ever read down, some of those things for any kind of meds, they're terrifying. And you don't want to take them. You don't want to take anything. But sometimes it's just a question of, okay, do you want your eyesight or you want to take the meds? Take the meds, that's how it goes. And then sometimes if you go back to the doctor and you say, I'm having this reaction, is there another med you could recommend? This too is always an option. Or can I cut back? Is that an option? There's so many options. You can try this or that. If you want to get past the depression thing, if that's the particular problem. But what Sarah learned from this experience was it's possible to be a pure channel for God and for the Holy Spirit and for the inner master without having to do anything outwardly at all, except for one thing, to be singing Hugh inwardly with a pure heart. This must be with a pure heart. And by pure, I mean you don't try to force the outcome. Say, make my mom not feel so depressed and so sad anymore, because as her mom was feeling this way, well, that had left Sarah confused and hurt too. You know, she was left there. She didn't know what to do or say. But through this experience, Sarah also learned more about the three true spiritual states. And here I'm referring to the true states of soul when it reaches the soul plane in full consciousness. And these three states are seeing, knowing, and being. Seeing, knowing, and being. Because in the high state, there is no physical body, no material body of any sort. Therefore, the vision is not limited to peripheral vision or anything else the optometrist would dally with here. None of those constraints are on the soul plane when individuals reach the fifth plane or the soul plane in full consciousness.